What is there to say? The video title says it all. I just want to know why. Why are we interested in bringing back Aaron Rodgers? And why are we entertaining the idea of bringing in, how old is Mike McCarthy? 60-year-old Mike McCarthy? Like, man, what are we doing? We were doing well. We had a vision. New names were being thrown into the gauntlet for head coach. A new direction was being set. Art Rooney was taking chances for the first time in a long time, maybe ever. And I felt excited. And then Adam Schefter, of course, it's always Adam Schefter, by the way. He always has the worst breaking news ever. Comes in and says, oh, here, I'll share it with you guys. Steelers are expected to speak with former Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy about their head coach vacancy. McCarthy is from Pittsburgh and worked with the Steelers GM Omar Khan in New Orleans in 2000. Hey, man, you know what? Good for him. I don't care. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go backwards. I want to go forwards. I'm not interested in revisiting the old glory days and making all these connections. And he's been around for forever. He's a proven guy. He actually had a decent stint with the Cowboys. Didn't perform in the playoffs, obviously. That's why he got fired. But I'm not interested. Honestly, I'm not interested in a guy that came from the Tomlin era. Like, we got to do something different. Something has to change, man. We can't keep doing this. And then the other one that drops, and they're both on the same day with within an hour of each other. So it's just driving me absolutely insane. Let's see here. Adam Schefter says, let me share this screen. I got many screens going right now. Hold on. Steelers players want QB Aaron Rodgers to return next season, they told the organization during exit meetings, per Adam Schefter. Rodgers, 42, will take time away again before deciding on his future. Let me decide for you. Major respect to your career. Obviously, one of the most just purely talented quarterbacks to ever play the game. But you are 42 years old. We watched what it did to the Steelers offense against a good defense 2 weeks in a row, right? So the Browns were touted as a very, very good defense this season, and they held the Steelers to 6 points. And the Houston Texans were also touted as probably an even better defense this year, and the Steelers were held to, was it 6 points? Doesn't matter. Held to nothing, essentially, got blown out. You can't be a quarterback in this league and expect to win in the big games if you can't move around, if you can't evade pressure, you can't run for 20 plus yards at any given moment if a guy misses a sack. You can't be a threatening, meaningful playoff team in the current landscape of the NFL. And I know a lot of people will maybe bring up guys like Nick Foles, bring up guys like Tom Brady. Nick Foles was a while ago in the context of how much the league has changed. It was also a really good, great Eagles team surrounding him. And he also went on just a very rare generational run as a quarterback, things that don't generally happen, right? You talk about Tom Brady. Yeah, he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Just all in the traits, the brains, the smarts, the awareness. Yeah, not the greatest athlete, but cherry picking certain and unique seasons to be like, oh, well, just because Rodgers can't move anymore doesn't mean we can't win a Super Bowl. Yeah, that might be true, right? Like, anything can happen. Who knows? Who knows who's going to? It could be Jarrett Stidham this year, right? Bo Nix just broke his ankle out of nowhere. Jarrett Stidham, for all we know, might win the Super Bowl this year, but you don't put your eggs in an unreliable basket. You want to give yourself the best opportunity to be competitive and to set a new standard and also set yourself up for future success. So it's like bringing back Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, like he might be the best option in free agency, and the quarterback draft class is so bad this year. Like, there's no denying that at all. Oh, screen is black. Oh, thank you, Dill Bob, for calling that out. I appreciate you. Let me fix that real quick. I'm on a rant. I was getting way too heated right there. Hold on. Let me reshare this, see if it works. All right, we'll see here. Yeah, I'm trying out the new YouTube streaming studio instead of OBS, and I've definitely been having some poor experiences with it, to say the least. But let me try and sort this out. Give me 1 second. Got webcam. So, Dill Bob, is the whole thing black or just the screen share black? Give me some feedback here. What are we seeing? I'll pull it up on my phone. Oh, okay. I see myself. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I'll just rant. It's fine. I'll just rant anyways. You don't have to see my screen. The point is, you can't use outliers to drive the foundation of your team. So yes, Aaron Rodgers being 42, and also absolutely being probably the best option in the free agent market besides Malik Willis. By the way, I will say I'm on that train. I would like to hear what you guys think. I went back and watched his games from this past season. I think he played about 3, maybe 4 games. 2 of them were significant snaps, and he looks good. He looks good. He looks like he can hold up against what the current NFL landscape asks of a quarterback, right? Being able to run around, break sacks, create outside of structure, make off-platform throws, throw it deep, make an accurate deep pass. Just be threatening as a quarterback in every type of way. Have all the traits that you're looking for. Malik Willis, to me, at least take a swing at him. I would rather do that than bring back Aaron Rodgers, because you're just fighting an uphill battle with these older quarterbacks. It doesn't generally pan out very well for an immobile quarterback, despite the fact that there's no denying Aaron Rodgers' arm is still very talented and it's very live and it looks good when he throws the football. Like, he can make probably every throw on the field when he has time, but he doesn't have time because the left tackle situation is a little tricky with the Steelers. I think the offensive line will definitely be better next year. That's the hope, at least. I think they'll gel together even more, so that's exciting. But it's trying to put a 42-year-old quarterback into a situation where you're adding a new head coach. You got a young team around you. You also, hate to say it, hate to be the guy to come out and just admit it, but DK Metcalf cannot get open, dude. Like, he's a good teammate. He's intimidating. right? He's 6'4", 250 pounds, looks like a Greek statue out on the football field. But if we're being honest, he's not he's not really a number one wide receiver. You need to go and get what's probably going to be a rookie. I'm thinking a rookie in the first round or second round at the latest for the Steelers needs to come in and be the hopeful wide receiver number one. Because watching Metcalf was brutal this year. It was tough. Like him going up against these shutdown cornerbacks or even number one cornerbacks on other teams, it was not pretty. He was dropping balls. He was getting in his head. He couldn't separate. He couldn't really run these crisp, clean routes that you need from an ex receiver, like, you know, and obviously I'm comparing him to a guy like Antonio Brown, who's just unbelievable, the best route runner I've ever seen in my entire life. But, you know, a guy in the same vein of that who just doesn't get open with necessarily speed or doesn't get open with physicality, just can go out there, whether it's press, whether it's off coverage, and either beat a man because he just knows how to get him to twist his ankles or knows where to be exactly at the right time during his route progression. Like those little things and nuances that made Antonio Brown so great, or just other number one X receivers so great, Metcalf doesn't really possess. So trying to throw Rodgers into the middle of that, all this turnover and turmoil, it doesn't make any sense to me. And then you, again, going back to McCarthy, like, which is even the bigger problem for me. Like, bro, what are we doing? No, don't even entertain it. Is Rooney just like being nice? Is he just trying to say he checked every box? I don't know, but you can absolutely not go and bring Mike McCarthy in as your head coach. And then in the same breath, be like, yeah, and you know what? We're still entertaining Aaron Rodgers. Maybe we would like him back. It's like, guys, it's 2026. The league is so far ahead of us right now. It's not even funny. The Steelers are so far behind. And credit to Tomlin because he absolutely kept them, for lack of a better term, I'll say afloat, right? Like, I mean, they were 10-7, couldn't win a playoff game at all. He snuck them in every year. I guess off of just his motivation and how much the players loved him, but certainly not from his X's and O's and his innovation and the team building aspect. He wasn't building some juggernaut and taking the league by storm and developing coaching trees and having guys pulled away from him every year because teams go out and want a new head coach. And they're like, we got to get a Tomlin guy. We got to get the Steelers offensive coordinator. He's amazing. We got to go get their defensive coordinator. He's incredible. He's setting a new standard. Like, we had none of that, you know? So going back in time to try and bring these two, no offense, like old goats together, just feels like even entertaining it is a huge mistake. It blows me away how my cousin Jake Ellenbogen is a huge Rams fan, and if you haven't seen his Rams videos, which you probably haven't because you're not Rams fans, but he's the biggest Rams content creator out there. You can go look him up, Jake Ellenbogen. But the way he talks about the Rams coaching staff, and you go look at how many coaches every single year get pulled away from the Sean McVay-led Rams just coaching tree and the innovation they bring and how they're just, even when they have a down year, which they've never really had under McVay, like they can bounce back so quick and figure out what was wrong. What did we do wrong? What do we need next year? Let's make some aggressive trades. Let's trade draft picks to get guys that maybe are older, but we know they're going to fit into exactly what we need to do this year to be competitive and make a run. It's so impressive just watching it happen. I mean, the fact that the Steelers are looking at Shula, of course, the DC for the Rams as a head coach, not a huge leap, right? A lot of defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators from good teams make the leap the next year to a head coach. But looking at a guy like Nate Scheelhaas to go from a pass game coordinator to a head coach just speaks to the level of innovation and an influence that a guy like Sean McVay brings to the table. So I guess to not drone on too long, we can't go back in time. We need to go forward and set a new standard and take some swings, take risks on guys. Don't go and look for a Mike McCarthy or I think Stefanski got hired, but these are just examples. Like, yeah, you can argue Stefanski is a good head coach. Like, I think being on the Browns is a death sentence for anyone, no matter how good you are. I wouldn't say Stefanski's a bad head coach or Harbaugh is a bad head coach, but that doesn't mean the Steelers are in a position where they should go and pursue those guys. They need to lean more, in my mind, towards risk at this point. They need something new, something different, something quote unquote riskier to try and leapfrog a bunch of these teams that have been doing that for the last 19 years, right? That's how we got to this position. That's why we're so stuck, because the Steelers have been stuck doing the status quo for 20 years, and it led to the most mediocre thing you've ever seen on the football field. So hopefully this is just, Rooney doing his due diligence, because you can't take away from the fact that he absolutely quickly went after some big, exciting, fresh faces on the first, second, third day of being able to schedule interviews. I think, Mike McCarthy is a Pittsburgh guy. He's had a lot of success. He's, say what you want. I'm sure he's a smart head coach. He knows how to coach a team. So maybe it just comes down to Rooney feeling like it would be silly to not interview him. But I think the bigger problem for me is just they came out on the same day, man. The report came out that Mike McCarthy is getting an interview with the Steelers for head coach, and the Steelers are open to bringing a guy like Aaron Rodgers back. So that's just my thoughts here. That's what I'm thinking. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see what the comments say. They need to get younger on the field and on the sidelines. I mean, Robert, I agree with you, man. That's what I'm preaching. DK is a number 2 wide receiver. I agree with that. I know it's controversial because he's not a head case. He's a good teammate and he's exciting, right? Like, it's fun to have a guy like DK Metcalf. He's just a unique individual on the field. But if we're talking about actually guys that are getting open and doing things that are winning games for the team, I don't think he's able to carry the torch as a number 1 wide receiver. So anyways, guys, just a quick rant. I didn't feel like editing a full video for this because it's just breaking news. I'll figure out the YouTube streaming platform. Maybe I'll just stop doing it if it's not going to pan out or work too well. But thanks for tuning in. Leave your comments on what you think if you're watching this post the live stream. But yeah, a little bit of a confusing moment for me personally. I didn't expect to see headlines like this where we're entertaining bringing back Aaron Rodgers or hiring Mike McCarthy or even talking to him. I don't think we need to do it. I think our time is better spent elsewhere. So let me know what y'all think, though. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving feedback on the stream and being like, the screen is black, by the way. You've been talking for 5 minutes and the screen is black. I need that type of stuff as I get back into this. So until next time, guys, peace out. Let's watch some playoff football today and have a good Sunday, okay? Take care now.